We should be on. I'm gonna screen share right quick so I can get over to the other page. Okay. This way a little bit. Yeah, like all my stuff's here, but it's not arranged the way I really wanted it. So
Yeah.
it's gonna have to jump around. Nope, we got. That's me. I thought I canceled that. Damn it. Never mind. Just confusing when the screen share shows up like it's another person.
Yeah.
And it has your name on it, so it makes you think that you're logged in twice.
Yeah, I've never messed with this stuff, so this is out of my know-how,
Okay.
Streaming makes me stressed out.
Yeah, ditto. But
I like to be on my timetable than somebody else's.
Yeah. But hello, everybody. We're
we're done.
Yeah, we're done.
Okay.
Technically getting started now. We had to set up, so it took us a little bit. But we're gonna do something a bit interesting today. We're gonna do a live stream like we've done before, but we have a topic for this, rather extensive one. So we're gonna allow for a couple hours to do this. But we're going to talk about the Mortal Kombat films today. All the ones that apparently there's like an animated one that I didn't know about.
Like one we haven't seen?
Like from the 90s, apparently, yeah. I didn't.
Oh, I guess I didn't know that was a thing either.
I didn't. So that one, it's a 90-something animated one. That's not included on the list, but we have 8 total combatants today. We got Mortal Kombat 1995, got Mortal Kombat Annihilation. Then there's also some kind of different ones that I threw in there. It's chronologically, Legacy is the next one from like 2011, just the live action, like Machinima, I think, who did it online.
Yeah.
Somebody like that did it with. It's like just a collection of short episodes, basically. If you watch them all, it's basically like a 2-hour film.
Yeah.
Even though most of them aren't really connected to each other.
Yeah. They really make much sense, yeah.
Yeah. And then we have the 2021 Mortal Kombat movie. We'll have thoughts about that shortly.
Yeah.
So and then we have all the more recent animated films, starting with Scorpion's Revenge, which came out year before 2021's. Then we had Battle of the Realms, then Snowblind, and cage match. And just to be clear, you have seen all of them, correct?
Yeah. It's been a while since I've seen them, so it's probably gonna be hard for me to like do a lot of comparison and a lot of talking about, but I can do my best to try to talk about it the best I can. There was no way in my work week was I gonna have time to rewatch all that. So.
Right. Yeah. I almost got them all rewatched, but I didn't get to cage match, but I remember it pretty well.
Yeah.
So it's fine. So we're gonna do a tournament because it's Mortal Kombat. We got to do the tournament, and well, it's why are we doing this? Because, well, first of all, we're Mortal Kombat fans, but we're doing it to celebrate a very special occasion. And let's see, I don't remember which slide this is on. I have to stop it whenever I get there. Oh, there's our avatars. So if we wanted to be appropriate, we got Grif as Doom Guy, me as Dread. For no particular reason at all. Definitely no reason at all. But we're here to celebrate the release of MK2 coming out in May this year. And we got the Cage Man himself in it, so we just thought this would be a fun excuse to talk about Mortal Kombat stuff.
Yeah.
So, Griff, do you have any thoughts before we go any further?
No.
Okay. So I've got the broken up into brackets of, there's 4 matches. First time we'll eliminate half of them, and then the next one will be the finals or semifinals, however you want to look at it.
Okay.
But I did have something just, on brand with Mortal Kombat that I thought would be fun, is the rating system, how we would rate these films.
Okay.
So we have, so the worst ones, like the ones that you're just like absolute thumbs down, fatality.
Okay.
The one that is, I would say above that, like maybe it's not great, but it's not the worst thing, brutality.
Okay.
Then there's the one that is just weird, that you don't know your feelings on, animality.
Okay.
And of course flawless victory, if for the one that you like that's the top tier in your opinion.
Okay.
So we'll go back and forth on our thoughts on the films that we're discussing, the 2 at a time, and how they compare to each other, and we can give our rating or how we would rate it. And then if someone else shows up, they can act as a tiebreaker. But if they don't, we can just deliberate. But we can come to an agreement of some kind.
Yeah. Okay.
Compromise. So I'm going to keep on going here. Go to the next one. Yeah. Okay. So I got the brackets. Yeah, right there. That's the next part I've got here is our brackets.
Yeah.
So for our first bracket, we have Mortal Kombat Annihilation and Mortal Kombat 2021. And there's a very particular reason I'm doing this one first. Do you want to guess what it is?
I don't think I've got a guess for you.
Okay. These are the 2 that I dislike the most.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So
that's okay. Yeah, those. So you dislike them the most.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I know we got to get rid of them one at a time, but I was like, just bite the bullet and just, get these out of the way as quick as possible.
Okay, good idea.
Okay, so where do we start with this? I guess we should start with Annihilation because it came first.
So, all right.
We'll give a little plot summary to it, in case people haven't seen these exact films, and I can do that part. But
okay.
But
okay, I'll have you do the plot summary for Annihilation, and then I'll give my thoughts on it.
Okay, so Annihilation, it's like a direct sequel to Mortal Kombat 95, technically. It's Mortal Kombat 95, they defeat Shang Tsung, they win the tournament, then Shao Kahn shows up, basically to take over, even though he lost the tournament, technically, it's he's like, and we're done with tournaments. I'm going to take over
Yeah.
the Earth Realm now. So very disappointing sequel to a lot of people, including myself included,
Yeah.
because they recast half the characters first of all. So if you really liked the portrayals of the characters in the first movie, well, half of them are different actors doing a slightly different take on it. So it's like there's not much continuity there.
Yeah.
And then they murk Cage in 5 minutes.
Yeah.
That pissed me off.
Yeah, but I definitely do believe that definitely wasn't Cage's fight. So that was kind of his own stupidity to try to take
I'm not saying
Shao Kahn on. That's just not a good idea.
I'm not saying it wasn't in character for Johnny, but I'm like, that was a writing decision I don't agree with. If they took one of the favorite characters and killed them.
Yeah, I think it could have worked like if maybe he talked some smack or something to him, and he just like, I don't know, threw a brick at him and told him to shut up. I don't know. I think killing him that fast was pretty silly. But also when that came out, we were pretty young, so we weren't
critical thinkers.
Yeah, I wasn't quite a film critic yet, so I kind of like let it go. I was like, whatever.
Yeah. It's not all doom and gloom though. I do like some things in Annihilation. Yeah. I like a lot of the characters they bring in from the games. That they got the Cybers come in. They got Cyrax, Sector, and they got
Smoke.
Smoke. And they got all the they just kind of brought in like everybody that was an established character at that point.
Yeah, I like that Nightwolf was in it, but he just wasn't in it for very long.
He played a vital part, but it was like the training Liu Kang for one scene is basically. Like,
that was it.
Yeah. Nightwolf is really cool to see him, and I was like, oh, well that was neat. Can we get a little more of that?
Please? Yeah. I didn't really care much for Jade either. Like, I don't feel like any of the movies have really like did a good job with Jade.
And I will admit, there's a lot of extra characters that I don't really know much about. I know them by looks, but I don't really understand. I may not understand them the best as the characters.
Yeah.
So does Jade normally work for Shao Kahn, or was the twist of her being a traitor like an actual twist?
I don't know, because in the games they changed people's stories and the characters quite a bit, so she's kind of like has had her moments where she's fought for Earth Realm and then Outworld, or just the bad guys. So it's kind of been a hit or miss with her.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Maybe it was just like, I don't really care whether she's a good guy or bad guy. I think it's just like, I don't know. I think maybe it was the actors that bothered me. Maybe it's just the acting wasn't that great. And a lot of the acting in Annihilation really wasn't that great. But like,
right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I got some other thoughts on the actors.
Yeah, but I will say, like, even though some of the acting is terrible, but the way that Liu Kang says, like, the final combat, the way he has said it in the first one and the second one would always make me laugh. But I think that's just like,
Robin shows.
Yeah.
It's a likable actor anyway, so you kind of go with it. I tell you, watching that movie, like the first one a little bit too, but Annihilation especially, it reminded me so much of Power Rangers.
Oh yeah, I could see that. Yeah.
Like good and bad, like bad effects wise, but then also having some cool, colorful costumes and some decent martial arts in it.
Like, I would agree, it's not a perfect movie, but like if you want to watch it and enjoy it, like I think it's good. Like, it's really good trash cinema. Like, you can be on fire and you're like, I like watching this. It's definitely not perfect, but I can still enjoy it.
Yeah. The Batman and Robin rating.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
So let's get to it. I've said kind of what I liked about it. I will say I like, even though they recasted Raiden, which I really like the first Raiden, but this Raiden I don't hate because I think it's cool that he turns mortal and fights alongside the heroes. It's like maybe.
Yeah, but he could have just done that with his powers, though. So I mean, like I get it, but
That's kind of a thing that happens with that character a lot. So
Yeah.
it's like, but I just think it's cool when an immortal like becomes human to fight, but because of technicality, like I think he had to technically. Or was it officially a tournament, or was it just like a war in that movie?
I think
I
to
never
me
really.
it felt more like a war than a tournament because Shao Kahn broke so many rules. And like Raiden's trying to do all this stuff by the rules and Shao Kahn's not. So like I never understood why like Raiden's like, well, I'm gonna give up my powers to fight next to you guys. It's like, well, Shao Kahn's not, so why are you doing that?
I don't know. Maybe just inserting tension in the movie.
Yeah, I guess. I don't. I just think it's like more like weird writing. Like it just wasn't good.
Yeah. So I chose this image for for Annihilation very specifically because it has my favorite character in the movie and my least favorite character in the movie all in one at once.
Oh, so wait, which one did you like more?
I freaking love Sindel in this movie.
Oh, did you? Yeah, no, Sindel was good. Yeah,
she is so entertaining when she's on screen. Like talking about Batman, Robin, she's very Poison Ivy, like that kind of character.
Oh yeah,
everything.
It was so easy.
But it's like Poison. I was thinking going back to Batman, Robin, and Power Rangers. It was like Poison Ivy and Rita Repulsa, like that kind of that kind of villain. So I was like, oh, she's just a delight when she's on screen. Yeah. So I really appreciate her. I don't like Shao Kahn in this movie. I do.
Yeah, I can see that. He was all right.
But maybe it's a bigger problem with Shao Kahn as a character that I've never really liked him. But that's
he's a hard character to like. Yeah.
Well, it's like this is a kind of a larger than life character, like he normally has the helmet and the mask on, and I was like, I feel like with this kind of character, you should main problem. The first movie ends with Shao Kahn being teased in the sky, and he's speaking to them.
Yeah.
They get Frank Welker to voice him, freaking Megatron. And I was like, that's a perfect voice for that kind of character. And then they cast this dinkus as the actual physical incarnation of him.
Yeah.
And his big stupid face, and he keeps taking the mask off, and I can't take him seriously with his face because it's nothing against the actor, it's just.
Well, that's like in the game, he almost never ever takes his mask off.
Yeah, that's my thing. Is I don't think that he should. I think he should wear it, even though the mask looks stupid in the movie too.
Right, but he could have kept it on. But you know that is a good point though. I've noticed in a lot of these game to TV show adaptations, like there's something like if a character has a mask, they're like, let's not have him wear it. And it's like, you guys.
Master Chief.
Yeah, exactly. And that's like one of those things where it's like when there's people sitting around and they're trying to have they're trying to figure out what ideas that they want. I'm like, does anybody raise their hand and just be like, hey, maybe you should keep the mask on? They're just like, shut up, we don't need your ideas. It's why?
That's that meme of the board meeting, and that's the guy that gets thrown out the window.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, oh, let's have Scorpion in the movie, but have his mask off the entire time, or let's have Sub-Zero in the movie, not even give him a mask. And it's like, what are you doing? Like what?
Yeah. What? So I'm gonna bring these up a lot, so I apologize. But with a character like Shao Kahn, I think if you do it in a movie, you need to do it where there's a physically imposing actor playing him and doing the martial arts, but then have a voice actor play him in the helmet.
Yeah, I see nothing wrong with that.
Because Darth Vader and the Shredder both did that in live action, and it worked.
Yeah.
So I think that's kind of what you should do whenever he's supposed to be as intimidating as he is. You're not going to get more intimidating than Frank Welker, like Megatron and Dr. Claw and all these gravelly voices.
Yeah.
Like that. It's perfect for a big guy like that. But then it's not. That's like, oh, that's disappointing.
Yeah.
I do like Sub-Zero in this movie. Liang's Sub-Zero, the second one. I do like that they brought him in and he fights for Earthrealm. I thought was cool.
Yeah, and he actually talks with Liu Kang, and I think he pretty much looks at him and tells him he's not ready to fight Shao Kahn yet, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I did. Yeah, dude, the whole fight scene between him and Scorpion is very, very impressive. Like, it's pretty good.
Yeah, and he's definitely the Sub-Zero that I like.
Yeah.
Because Bihan's a fucking dick. I don't like. I don't think I've ever come across a Bihan version that I like.
Yeah.
So, like, cool. We get a Sub-Zero that's actually on the hero side, so that's good. But then we have to talk about the biggest, I think maybe the biggest flaw in the movie, the finale.
Yeah.
Because of the animalities, which I appreciate what they were trying to do, but that is literally some of the worst CGI I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Like I can forgive CG in the 90s most of the time, but when I was watching it, I felt like I was watching reboots, but in a live action environment, so it was constantly fucking with my brain. That I was like, because that's so not real looking that it.
Yeah, no, I agree. It's definitely terrible looking. Yeah, but I mean, I think a lot of that also probably was just like budget wise. They probably just didn't have enough to probably make better CG. But that's kind of one of those things I would have liked. I think you still could have had a decent or better movie if that wasn't in there. Like, I don't think anybody would have cared if one was a dragon, if they both were weird dragon things trying to fight each other. Like, they could have just went toe to toe as humans, would have been just as good, like in the first one.
Or like, let's say they do the animality, but it's like an armor buildup, like on their body, like where Liu Kang has like a dragon look to him, and then and then Shao Kahn has the Hydra design kind of, but like. This is kind of a compromise between all CGI and like all practical. Like, just do it. They just did too much one direction.
Yeah, maybe they should just did like a Jim Henson's like string puppets of just.
You know what? That's an underappreciated art form. I would have been okay with it. Just sock puppets.
Yeah, there you go. That would have been better. CG,
Yeah. So, how would you rate Annihilation? Would you rate it like on a scale from fatality to flawless victory? How would you?
Like, funny how this might sound. I'd put it like in the middle. It's not bad, but it's not. So it's like good, but it's not bad. I'd say in the middle. Like, I don't hate it. I like it, even though it's a piece of trash. But I like to keep that piece of trash in my pocket.
Okay, it would be really funny if you rated it animality because it's kind of in the middle.
Yeah, I'll rate it as that.
And it's the most appropriate movie to rate it as animality.
Yeah, I can go for that.
Okay. Oh boy.
Oh yeah, dude, I'm coming in. This is gonna get a fatality. I'm gonna choke this son of a bitch to death.
Okay.
I'm throwing hands. I'm mad.
Okay. We'll try to keep these moving, so we'll just do a few minutes on each of them.
Okay. I can be quick with this one.
Okay, so Mortal Kombat 2021. Grif, I'll let you. Well, I mean, I'm trying to think how to explain the storyline of this.
Oh yeah, look at that.
Like it's
all over the place.
It's like leading up to Shang Tsung's tournament that's gonna be the 10th round. So if they lose, it's gonna Outworld's going to take over if they lose. So it's pretty normal setup. But then they recruit a new character named Cole Young, who is an OC in this movie that is not from any of the previous material or anything. And then a bunch of bullshit happens this is a movie that's actually very like split. I've talked to a lot of people that like it and a lot of people that don't.
Yeah.
And I'm kind of in the middle, but I'll let you go first because I know you've been waiting for this one.
Yeah, so I think like the first 8 minutes of it is great. Just showing the whole like fight between Scorpion and Sub-Zero. So I like the beginning. I think the beginning's pretty solid. I think that's like the only good part about it, and then I think the rest of the movie is trash. So like the CG is like just absolutely terrible. I will never think it's good or kind of good. Like I think I would consider some of the CG Annihilation better. Like I just thought it was stupid. And then the whole like they have to do weird things to just get their powers. Now I know like in the Mortal Kombat universe, it was never explained that people could shoot fireballs and shoot like it just happened. In my opinion, like if you're gonna make a Mortal Kombat movie, you should just assume that pretty much everybody's got powers. That's fine. I don't need any explanation on why because it's never explained in any of the Mortal Kombat games, not a single one.
I mean, I know I did some research because I was curious about certain characters.
Yeah.
Like apparently Sub-Zero's clan are descended from cryomancers from Outworld, I think.
Yeah.
They like came to Earth centuries ago. So his whole bloodline technically has access to that power.
Yeah.
So like I understand not explaining that in the film, but like but like that kind of information's out there in the little wikis if you want to look at it.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, that's kind of like going in like Scorpion. Yeah, you would. Yeah, I just didn't think it was needed. So like for them to try to make it to like, oh, that's how this person got their powers. And this like I just thought that was weird. Like nobody wanted that or asked for that, nor did they have the time to even try to explain things like that. Like, you would have to have such a long movie. Like that's why like it worked in a game because you had all that time to sit there and play the game and go through it. But like as in like a movie, like it just didn't have enough time. But yeah, I would definitely rate it as like the worst. Like I just absolutely hated it. Like and I just didn't really like most of the actors that were just in it. Like the only I like the guy that played Cabal. I thought like he was was kind of funny. Like but as I remember, like from the game, Cabal doesn't even really talk that much. He normally makes like weird like robotic sounds, like until he becomes. I think what is he, Striker before he becomes Cabal?
I don't remember.
Well, anyway, like
a lot of the backstory stuff I don't really understand.
Yeah, he was like human
before.
Stories, yeah, before he got all messed up and then got all the fancy machinery. But yeah, he didn't really talk much. So I was fine with him talking in this, but yeah, I just didn't really like, and I didn't like the whole like Jax. I liked Jax more in Annihilation than I did in Mortal Kombat. But yeah, I just didn't think I needed an explanation on how he started out with like weird little chicken arms and then like lifted a rock and then got bigger robotic arms. Like he could have just started with big robotic arms.
My thing about Jax is I think Annihilation had the right idea where that he's a character you set up in the first movie and then you do it in the second movie. Like, cause seeing him get his arms ripped off by Sub-Zero in this movie, that made sense. But then him coming back with the robot arms before the end of the movie didn't quite sit right with me. Cause I feel like that should take more time for him to get his arms. And like, I just think he works better as a sequel character, at least the cyborg version of him.
Yeah, the movie just feels really rushed. Like there's too much going on. And plus, I just didn't see the point of them putting Cole in this. Like, why introduce?
It's all right. Take your talking.
Like, I thought it was weird to introduce a character that, like, really, you know, when you introduce new characters like that don't have anything to do with the game, a lot of people don't really like it, so they shouldn't do it. Or I don't think it's a good idea.
I want to make a visual demonstration for the audience.
Okay.
So what you find right there is every version of every Mortal Kombat film. Do you want to look in that stack and tell me what you don't see there?
Well, I don't see the new one in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have all those on physical. And Mortal Kombat 2021 is on HBO Max, where it belongs.
Yeah, I definitely wouldn't have bought it on DVD.
Because it also feels like a streaming movie.
Yeah.
I mean, I know it was made during COVID, so I understand that's why some things look that way. But still, also first-time director for a Mortal Kombat movie, which is, that's a great idea.
Yeah, I did not know that, but that would explain an enormous amount of stuff because it seems like he never played a Mortal Kombat game.
Okay, so let's talk about the Arcana for a second, because what bugs me the most about this movie. I understand new lore. You can new game, a new movie, new game, whatever.
Mhm.
You can introduce new lore. I understand that. Like if you wanted to make the Arcana a thing, I think it should have been Cole's thing, but nobody else's.
Yeah.
Because like him awakening his power because his main character makes sense, but all these other people that apparently have Arcana too, that's like the power system in this universe doesn't make any sense because I'm like, is Sub-Zero, like, is that his Arcana? And then would his brother have the same Arcana technically if they're gonna introduce Liang?
Yeah.
If they're like, is Cabal it's like just a cyborg? Does he have Arcana too? Like, because Kano, he has Arcana in this, and then in the sequel you see him get the robot eye.
Yeah.
But his Arcana was a laser eye.
Yeah.
Like he had that power because of the Arcana. Why do it with all these characters that have explanations for their powers? That's what I don't understand.
Yeah.
Because with Cole, there's no explanation. He's a new character. You can do whatever. But why give Sonya and Jax and all these characters the same power ability? They manifest differently for every person, but like it. To me, it's just a really lazy way of streamlining the story. I think to make a square peg fit in a round hole.
Yeah.
Basically, I'm like, no, all these characters, like some of them have powers, some of them don't, and you don't like. Isn't that kind of stupid? Like Sonya, Sonya, she doesn't have powers in the game, from my understanding. She's just highly trained and has weapons she can use. Like,
she can kind of do some power-like stuff.
I mean, I know, kind of.
But yeah, compared to everybody else, no, not really.
Like her and Johnny and like a bunch of characters, they're just people with skills and they can fight and they have some tools to use sometimes.
Yeah.
But it's like, I think that overcomplicates everything by making it try to do a magic system where everything is all tied together.
Yeah.
Because I hate Jax's robot arms coming from magic whenever, like, it was set up that he was going to get robot arms.
Yeah.
Like, why add magic to it? That's already an explanation. You don't need to do another explanation on top of that.
Yeah.
So the Cole in the room. Let's okay. I really like Louis Tan as an actor. I have nothing against him.
Yeah.
Everything else I've seen him in, he's really solid.
Yeah.
And some of my favorite characters in the show Into the Badlands. If you ever get a chance to watch that, it's like post-apocalypse martial arts story.
Yeah.
That he plays a villain in it technically, but still a really cool character. So I was hyped that he was in a Mortal Kombat movie. I thought that was cool. And then I figured out that he's playing an OC character and they're doing the Scorpion thing. And yeah, they did Scorpion okay in the beginning, but then they switched perspective to where it's all about Cole. Mm-hmm. And then Scorpion just shows up for like 2 minutes in the finale. I was like, that's lame.
Yeah.
Do you want to talk about his Arcana? What do you think of his Arcana?
What, he just has armor, like literally like plot armor? Yeah, it's pretty lame.
Yeah, it's
out of everything his character could do is that.
Well, it's like I almost understand why they did it because of the setup from earlier in the film. They call him the human punching bag. Because his power, because his suit has like Black Panther powers, where he gets hit and then he can expel the kinetic energy back at his opponent. So I'm like, okay, I kind of get the power, like I understand that being his thing, but I think it should have manifested a different way.
I mean, I guess I still think it's stupid, but yeah.
I mean, it looks
even with the explanation, I'm like,
it looks dumb. I'm not defending that.
Yeah.
It's just like, okay, at least it was kind of set up earlier, like so that kind of makes sense. But then, but then he can just manifest the weapons in his hands, and I'm like, why isn't it just a part of the armor? If his whole thing's gonna be armor, okay, he's Scorpion's descendant. My whole thought was he has the bladed thing on that he pulls on his arm to like stab people with. Like, why is that not just why does his armor not just have spikes that come out like when he punches someone and like stabs them? Like they're clearly doing a scorpion type thing with that, like basically him having scorpion claws and then his great granddaddy having the stinger. Like it makes sense, but I'm just like, you could have done it in so many other ways that I think would have looked cooler and cooler.
It's just hard to get invested in a movie where you just throw a character in there that nobody wants, nobody likes, and nobody cares about. Like it's very, very tough to get invested in a movie like that. Like it's like, oh well, I don't know this guy. Like who is he? You know, I just thought that was just really weird. But like these Hollywood directors just they don't seem like they think about anything anymore. Like they just put trash out and then they're like, oh, people hated my movie. It's like, yeah. You're surprised? Put a half-assed lazy movie out and you're mad that somebody didn't like your movie? Wow, you should be surprised.
Yeah. Yeah, so I let me make a comparison that how I think that he could have done Cole better, or at least like kind of streamlined. You know the whole storyline with Scorpion and Sub-Zero, like that taking place like centuries ago, and then Sub-Zero's still walking around in present day like it's nothing. So it's like, then what's the point of it being centuries ago if they're all still alive anyway, and they're supposed to be human? Like a lot of that doesn't make sense. My whole idea is like, what if like Lin Kuei and Shirai Ryu, like if they still exist in the modern era? Basically, I'm pulling the idea from Ninja Turtles, the Foot Clan and all that. Like basically, like there can be assassins and like warrior societies that still exist in the modern world, but still use ancient technique and stuff. I mean, Yakuza use a lot of like ninjutsu and stuff in their tactics. So like it's not unheard of that something like that could still exist. So I'm like, why did the backstory with Scorpion and Sub-Zero, like why did they want to be so accurate to the games, but then bring it all into modern day like there's no big deal? Like that just bothers me because I'm like, logic, if they're trying to shove logic in there when there shouldn't be, really. Like if you're gonna adapt it, I think that Cole should have been like Satoshi or Jubei or whichever Scorpion's son you're wanting to do.
Yeah.
Like where he's like just like a baby, you know, when the whole thing happens. Like, you know, Raiden saves the child and then, you know, takes him to safety, but then basically treat Sub-Zero like Shredder. Basically, like Shredder killed Splinter's like clan and his, like, depending on the story, either killed his master or, you know, killed the woman he loved, like whatever storyline like that you want to do. But I'm like, that works really well in Ninja Turtles. I don't know why they feel the need to do the weird timeline stuff in Mortal Kombat when it could just be all modern day and it wouldn't change. It would literally change nothing.
Yeah.
Another thing, I appreciate that, you know, Lin Kuei, they're Chinese. Shirai Ryu, they're Japanese. And when they're speaking to each other, they speak those languages. That makes sense. But there's a part in the first bit where Sub-Zero and Scorpion fight, and Sub-Zero is speaking to him in Chinese, and Scorpion doesn't understand him, and he says that in the subtitles and everything. I'm like, what's the point? Why, like, if they fought each other in the past, clearly, because they know each other, like, first of all, they would probably understand each other enough to converse. The other thing, other thing is, with the animated stuff, it's all just English anyway. Like they just
Yeah, and
one
the
of those
games
things.
too.
Yeah,
So
it's just
heck,
like
yeah,
like when they're speaking, when we're supposed to understand it. Like I feel like they should have just spoken English. The end of that scene, Sub-Zero even says for the Lin Kuei in English after he
yeah,
kills Scorpion. So I'm like, so if that was in English, then why wasn't the rest of it? Like
yeah,
I understand when he's giving Lin Kuei the orders, he would do it in Chinese because they're Chinese. But then likewise with Scorpion talking to his people. But then if they're talking and we're all supposed to understand it, they should speak the same language to each other, I think.
yeah.
And I know that's just a thing in fiction and everything. Star Wars, the English is called basic in their universe, and everybody basically speaks it to some degree. Just one of those things. Again, you're making it needlessly complicated. Just trying to be accurate to the thing, but if you tweaked it a little bit, it would make it a lot easier. A lot easier. But just little gripes that I have there, just sprinkled in that
Yeah.
I'm like you already got hell ninjas and cyborgs and gods fighting each other. You trying to apply logic to this universe is kind of hard to do.
Yeah, it's definitely a lot going on. That's why I think it's like hard to try to make adaptations of things because it's like, ooh, there's a lot going on. Man. I don't think you should mess with that. I think Mortal Kombat can be done, but it just has to be done so right. I think a lot of the times if you're just adapting any type of game to a movie, it has to be done almost perfect, or people may be mad at it or may not like it. Like I'm still mad about anything that comes out that's like Resident Evil, and then supposedly we got another thing that's coming out by Zach Greger, and it's like, boy, I hope you get this one right. But I don't think it's going to be any good. But I'll give it a chance. But
speaking of Resident Evil, good thing to mention here. So they watched Resident Evil the films and they saw Alice and they're like, yeah, OCs are a great idea for a video game universe.
Yeah.
As a main character. I'm like, no, no, they're not.
Yeah, and I didn't understand. Yeah, it's like these game to movie adaptations. They throw in a character that people don't know, and they're like, well, this character is going to go through their world, and we're going to introduce all the characters. It's like, you just pick somebody from the universe, like Liu Kang, just whoever, and have them be the main character. Like, don't release new characters. People don't care about new characters. Mm-hmm. Like, I'm sorry, they don't. We don't care. I want pick somebody and have it be. At least in the second one, they're like, hey, Johnny Cage is the main guy. There you go. Now you're using your brain that I think you might have.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So my rating after a lot of debating, even though I do like it's weird, but I like the costuming. I like all the cosmetic stuff of this movie. I like it's the underlying stuff I don't. That's big problem when it's the story and all that. Like the skeleton of it doesn't work, but the cosmetic stuff I think is okay. I like the costuming and some of the fight is fun. Some of the fights are fine.
Yeah.
I'm just aesthetically I like it, but but there's all these underlying problems that just keep dragging it down for me. So rating, I'm not gonna go fatality. I would go probably brutality because it's got stuff I can appreciate in it, but it's mostly bad.
Yeah, I'd go for fatality. I couldn't really appreciate anything in that movie.
So with our consensus, does Annihilation take it?
Yeah.
Because you technically raised.
Yeah, I think Annihilation is way better. Yeah.
Okay. I don't remember what I rated Annihilation.
I don't think you did rate it.
I mean.
Maybe you did, but I don't think you did.
Okay, let's do it this way. I would rate Annihilation probably the same score, probably brutality.
Okay.
But since we have a brutality and an animality with this one, you have animality fatality with this, or brutality and fatality with 2021, it loses because it's lower technically.
Yeah.
Okay, we wasted enough time on this crap, so let's go to the good stuff now. Deep breath.
Yeah.
All right. All right. Now this is where it's going to get interesting because now I really don't know how things are going to fall because we have Mortal Kombat 95 versus Mortal Kombat: The Battle of the Realms, which is the animated one where Liu Kang is basically the lead character in it, and it's him fighting Shao Kahn, and then in Shao Kahn's tournament, and then also Shinnok at the end.
Yeah.
So from what you remember, the first Mortal Kombat is just Shang Tsung's tournament is like the only thing story wise that happens, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Just so to give everybody context. So what are your feelings on these?
So I give the very first Mortal Kombat really like the highest rating I can give it. Like I think it's great, love it. I don't know if I'd say it's perfect, but like I really like it. I like that they lean more towards like practical effect and CG. Which yeah, there's a little bit in it, like, and it may not be great, but like it's not. I understand it's not a perfect movie.
Reptile.
Yeah, but I consider it like pretty good. But yeah, I like it. I'd give it like my highest rating.
So flawless victory.
Yeah.
Okay. I do really enjoy 1995's Mortal Kombat, but I do have some issues with it. The main thing, like trying to juggle too many things at once is one thing.
Yeah.
Like I hate what they did to Scorpion and Sub-Zero in this movie.
Oh yeah, I can agree with that for sure.
And I hate the Scorpion harpoon in this. It's so stupid that I don't like that it's a little dragon mouth and it's like
yeah, waka 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 waka.
Like, and it's so dumb because I don't think he even hits anybody with it.
No.
So like, if it's not gonna hit anybody, it could have just been the harpoon, like the normal one.
Yeah.
So like, I was like, okay, so you're not, so it's PG-13, so you're gonna shy away from the violence, understandable, but like, at least give him the harpoons because it also makes it more dangerous for when Johnny is fighting him and everything, as you see like the blade like that close to his face and stuff. But, like, so like those bothered me. Reptile, like, ugh.
Yeah.
Ugh, Reptile's rough.
Yeah.
Like,
well, I agree.
Like until the final battle, Reptile I do actually like because he turns into his green humanoid form.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, cool. They did both versions of him. Just one of them is atrocious.
Yeah.
But I was like, okay, you saved it in the end, but you really effed up the first part.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know if you would agree. You probably won't, but that's all right. But like, I think the very first Mortal Kombat movie is better than everything that is out right now. So like, compared to everything else, I think everything else is just like okay compared. And of course, there's ones I absolutely hate, but I will always favor the very first movie better than any of the other ones.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so I do love Shang Tsung in this movie.
Yeah, he's great. Yeah.
And Hiroyuki Tagawa, I think was his name.
Yeah.
We did lose him last year, which really stung. So
he was kind of old in the first Mortal Kombat, right? Like decently older.
I mean, yeah, but he was in good shape for I think most of his life, so it didn't really matter. But it just there's another thing later on I'll talk about that he is also in it, which was cool, but
47 Ronin?
No.
No?
No, I'm just saying there's another Mortal Kombat project he's in.
Oh, okay.
That I'll mention him, but yeah, I really like it overall, and I was impressed with what they were able to do, even though they were juggling so many things. Like I really like Goro in this.
Yeah.
Goro and Kano I think are fun, like the little dinner scene, but that was funny, and seeing Seeing Johnny Dick punch Goro was one of the
Yeah.
one of the funniest things. But that I was like that was impressive. Just that was like a person in a suit, in addition to puppeteers on top
Yeah.
of that.
See, I like that stuff. Yeah.
That I was like a little bit more refinement. It would have been perfect, but it's okay the way it is.
Yeah.
Like it. With modern puppeteering technology, I think you could do something like that, but make it more effective. But
yeah,
because other than his arms, he doesn't move much.
No.
Just
no.
Which is fine, but worth noting. And I like the whole arc with Liu Kang avenging his brother against Shang Tsung, which
believable arc. Yeah.
I don't remember if his brother is like an actual character in the games or if that's just a movie thing.
From my knowledge, no, but I could be wrong. There could be more Kombat, fandom people that might know more and be like, well, actually, like it's like, yeah, well, what the fuck ever. Like, he could be not. I don't know. I don't remember him being ever a character,
Yeah.
But he could have been. I don't know. From my knowledge, no. But.
Okay, so the costuming, even though it's kind of cheap looking, and it still looks like the game's characters, so I don't really mind that much. Like as much as I clown on the Scorpion Harpoon looking terrible, I do think Sub-Zero's powers are really well done. Like when he freezes Sonya's gun, and then like when he freezes the guy solid, like kicks his head off, and like that stuff. That stuff's really well done. It's like some of it is really good, some of it is really bad.
Yeah.
So I kind of balance it a little bit. I would not rate it. Definitely not fatality or brutality. I'm maybe leaning more towards animality.
Yeah.
Just because I don't think it's flawless, but I think it's enjoyable for what it is.
Yeah.
And still the best theatrically released Mortal Kombat, definitely.
Yeah. And Johnny Cage was really just like, he was funny in that. Like I enjoyed Johnny Cage.
This was the part where he fell down.
Yeah. Yeah, or where he like thinks Liu Kang is like a worker or like a work person or something. He tries to hand him his bag. He's like, "You want to pay me to carry your bag?" He's like, "Yeah, I pay you. You carry the bag." Okay. And he like takes it back, just throws it. I didn't ask him to park my car. And then like of course like I can't remember the girl that played Sonya Blade.
I can't either.
Yeah. I mean I could look her up, but
there's so many characters.
Yeah, she was a thing back then. She was a gorgeous lady, but yeah, it was cool to see her as Sonya Blade. I think she did a good Sonya Blade.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Do you think that it was an interesting decision with that movie? Is they cast the Australian guy to play Kano. Before that, Kano was like an Asian character in the games, but the Australian guy in the movie had such a personality and likability to him that they, in later games, they made Kano Australian canonically.
Yeah.
So it's like, oh, that's interesting. That's kind of that the movie became such a thing that the games are like, let's take some ideas from the movie and incorporate that into the thing. But I do think it's funny that he just, when it's revealed with his eye and everything, I'm like, it just looks like Terminator.
Yeah.
Like it looks like cosplay Terminator because it doesn't look that good, obviously. But
I didn't think it was bad. I didn't think it was perfect. I just didn't really think much about it. I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's all I thought about it.
Yeah, that's Kano.
Yeah, that's Kano. I believe it. Yeah.
Okay, so you rate Flawless Victory and I rate Animality. Is that what we decided?
Yeah.
Okay. So Battle of the Realms is really interesting for me to try to figure out how I feel. It's probably my least favorite of the animated films that I've seen because so much happens in it.
Yeah.
But there's so many things in it that I like that even though it doesn't fully like come together as a whole, there's so many good parts in it that I really like. Like it continues. So Scorpion's revenge happened the first time. That was the first in this continuity, where that's Shang Tsung's tournament happens. Liu Kang wins. Scorpion gets his revenge. She kills Quan Chi and everything. So you're like cool. But then Scorpion is in this, and I was like, do I like Scorpion more in the sequel than I do in the first one? I'm like, maybe I kind of do. Like now that he's put his revenge behind him now, so now he's like trying to do good and and then his fight with Liang Sub-Zero, and then he gets introduced, and their dynamic is really interesting, and how the Lin Kuei gets cyberized in this one. So like Smoke and Luke and Sub-Zero try to leave because they're like getting forcibly cyberized. Like everybody's getting that, like Cyrax and Sector have been already. But then Smoke gets captured, but he lets Sub-Zero get away so he can fight against what's happening. So I was like, that's really interesting that he is Lin Kuei, but he doesn't agree with what the Lin Kuei are doing anymore. So he just goes against them. And then storyline with the whole Key and Shinnok's gate from the first one is like Scorpion merged with that technically. So Shinnok is like a villain in the background in this, trying to get Scorpion so he can unlock all of his power with it. So there's this like fun little chase movie happening in the background with Scorpion and Sub-Zero on the run from the Lin Kuei and then from Shinnok's goons. All that while the Shao Kahn tournament is happening and Liu Kang and the rest of the crew are fighting in it.
Yeah.
So all that stuff's interesting. We finally get to see Shang Tsung and Liu Kang fight in this continuity, which is really good. I don't know if it's as good as the first movie. That's because I got that whole first movie is like built on that fight. But this one's just kind of a fun side fight before he gets to Shao Kahn. But then the Shao Kahn fight happens and it's over in like 60 seconds. I was like, oh. See my problem with Shao Kahn now? Like it seems like every adaptation of Shao Kahn I've seen is disappointing. Like either just isn't executed well, or there's like 60 seconds of it where you really get to see him unleash his power, and then he just loses. I'm like, oh. But Shinnok's here now.
Yeah.
Which we didn't mention it in Annihilation, but it's weird that Shinnok is his dad in that movie. And Shinnok is like the father of Shao Kahn and Raiden for some reason. Even though he doesn't look like Shinnok, he doesn't really act like Shinnok. It's like just a name basically that they use. So I'm like, at least they kind of did Shinnok decently well in this. So he feels more like the video game character. He's trying to cause the apocalypse and destroy all the realms. So I was like, okay, that at least that part kind of made up for the disappointing Shao Kahn. But and then Liu Kang does the animality, turns into his dragon form, and fights Shinnok whenever he's this giant molten form. So I was like, that's cool. But I don't know, I wasn't like emotionally connected to most of it. I was that's neat.
Yeah.
I mean, I think Scorpion and Sub-Zero was like the plot I really cared about more. It was just kind of in the background. So then they help out, they fight Shinnok, finally gets beaten, and then technically all the Elder Gods give their power to Liu Kang. I think that's how he becomes the dragon, maybe, if I remember right. But anyway, they just say everybody's happy, cool. My problem with this movie is it feels like two movies put together. When I think they should have done, like the first movie, they should have done Shao Kahn's tournament as a whole movie, and then the fight against Shinnok could be the third one. But I think what their idea was basically we don't know if we're gonna make any more of these after this, so let's wrap this
Yeah.
storyline up. So I'm like, okay, that you did an okay job wrapping everything up, so I don't hate it, but I also kind of don't love it either.
Yeah.
So from what you remember of it, what did you think?
It was all right. I really don't. I barely remember it. So like, I kind of remember it. Like I remember like not hating it, but like just kind of like I just watched it and was like, oh okay. Like I would just give it like a middle rating because I don't like the next two animated films. I really don't remember, so I can't really. I remember not hating them, but I remember not like overly liking them. I was like, oh okay, and I just kind of like accepted them for like what they were.
Okay. So
I'd probably rate just like all three of the animated movies like the same, honestly. Like
there's four.
or just all of them, whatever. Like I would just be like, yeah, they're all right.
Okay. So would you say like animality, or is it like would you say brutality?
Whatever you have is the middle.
Well, those are the two middles. There's four.
Oh.
Brutality if you liked it less, or animality would be more positive.
Animality.
Okay. Okay, so Battle of the Realms. So I say we have two animalities for that, and then we have Flawless Victory and animality for 95. So it'll take it.
Yeah.
So we'll move on to the next part. Moving right along. Yeah, it wasn't really a way to do it like chronologically with the films, the animated ones, because Scorpion is the first one, then Battle of the Realms, and then chronology doesn't really matter after that point.
Yeah.
But anyway, so we have Scorpion's Revenge and Snowblind for this one, and Scorpion's Revenge, it's all of Scorpion's backstory plus the Shang Tsung tournament on the island. So that one is mostly kind of what you'd expect from a Mortal Kombat movie, just maybe a different perspective than you would normally see, because you normally see it through Liu Kang or Johnny Cage or one of those characters. But it's hard for me to not say that Scorpion's Revenge might be my favorite one of them all.
Yeah.
Because I went in knowing Scorpion's backstory, and then like the Shang Tsung tournament stuff was cool. So I was like, so it kind of gave me everything that I wanted. So I was like, okay, so it's hard for me to not like anything in this. So it's just kind of, it is what it is. Snowblind is interesting because it's kind of the opposite. Because I knew nothing about Kenshi as a character, and it takes place. It's like the most radically different one, I think, because it takes place in the post-apocalypse, where basically it's like Mad Max kind of, where Kano's the main villain, and then so you have Kenshi as the lead character, but then you have Liang Sub-Zero as his mentor character, and Scorpion shows up for a few scenes because he's still. Like he's immortal technically. He's just chilling in NetherRealm through most of it, and then he comes in to help out Sub-Zero a couple times. But that movie impressed me a lot more than I was expected. So like it made me care about a character I knew nothing about, and it gave me something totally different than what I expected from a Mortal Kombat movie. So I give both of them high marks, really. I'll have to break the tie in a second, but I want to hear your thoughts, what you remember of them.
Just thought they both were fine. That's really it. Like I said, it's hard for me to really remember. Like the only one I remember was the Johnny Cage one, because it's been quite a large amount of time since I saw the animated ones. But didn't like them, but didn't hate them. Like I just put them as like they were fine. Yeah.
A lot of animalities today, huh?
Yeah, because I just didn't the only way I was ever going to watch those animated movies was if you showed me. Other than that, I would not have gone out of my way to have ever watched them.
Oh, I never showed you Snowblind.
Oh, okay.
I asked you, and you said you checked it out at some point.
Yeah.
Because I was going to show it to you if you hadn't seen it, but you said you had seen it, so.
Yeah, it's just been so long since I've seen any of them. I really just don't really remember them.
Yeah. But I think that these movies kind of showcase the strength of the animated format, where there's they mainly focus on one character in each of them.
Yeah.
But then there's plot that happens around them. I think that's one thing that Snowblind might have. It might be a plus over Scorpion because Scorpion also has the Shang Tsung tournament and Liu Kang and all that in there too. Even though I like the way that they adapted it, it's taken away focus from the main characters, so it's where everything kind of gels together in Snowblind.
Yeah.
So if you're giving them both the middle of the road, I would say I don't think either one of them are flawless though.
Yeah.
That's the hard thing is Never thought I'd say this. I'm actually going to give it a Snowblind, I think.
Yeah.
Never thought I'd say that, but when I'm looking at the facts and all my feelings about all of them, that one actually, Scorpion's basically my favorite character, but they made me really care about a character I didn't know anything about, and they gave me some good Scorpion bits and some good Sub-Zero bits, and Kano's a fun villain, so I'm like, cool. That's really they gave me everything I needed, I think, with that one. So maybe an upset, maybe nobody expected that, but I'd actually go Snowblind.
Yeah.
So
okay.
You want to go ahead and move on?
Yeah.
Okay. I do want to mention, because I think this is the last time that version of Scorpion shows up, but he is voiced by one of my favorite voice actors, so that's another thing why I like this adaptation.
Yeah.
Because Patrick Sates, who does he actually did play Scorpion in a couple of the games too, so they got one of the voice actors from the video games to come back.
That's cool.
But he's a big anime voice actor. He's in everything, so playing everything from the most hateable villain to sometimes a pretty likable main character, or a main character protagonist anyway.
Yeah.
All right, so now this is going to be interesting. So we have Cage Match, the most recent of the animated films, versus Mortal Kombat Legacy, the Machinima or whatever series from the 2010s, that basically higher budget fan films. Kind of, but with actual actors and some okay effects. Okay, well, I guess we can start with Cage Match. So Johnny Cage, this movie is kind of like a throwback to, it kind of feels like a 1980s movie, kind of, where the color scheme and everything's very retro. They do experiment with the animation style a lot in this one, which I really appreciated, that it's kind of it's not as modern looking as the other ones. So So it's kind of 1980s California look about it that is cool, and it's kind of like a noir detective, like LA noir type story, where it's there's people that are disappearing and Johnny's trying to figure out what's going on, and something Shinnok cult. That's the basics of it. And then Mortal Kombat Legacy, a whole bunch of shit happens in that. They got storylines with Liu Kang and Kung Lao, which are really interesting. There's Johnny Cage has a couple episodes. Sonya and Jax have an episode or two. Cyrax and Sector had their own episode. It's in Sub-Zero Scorpion. Obviously, they're gonna do that backstory. From what you remember of it, what do you think of these?
So I'd give that Johnny Cage one the highest rating. Like, I liked it. Like, I thought it was pretty good. It was really enjoyable. The Legacy. So I probably would rate that one more as like Fatality. Like, it really just like wasn't good, but like I'll give them credit for at least trying, because like when Legacy came out, like we hadn't had anything Mortal Kombat for what felt like quite a long time.
Nearly 20 years.
Yeah, so like I'll give them credit for trying, but no, it wasn't good, but like, it was all right. Like, yeah, it was pretty bad, but like, but we just hadn't had anything in quite some time. So I remember when it came out and watching it all on, I think, YouTube.
Yeah, I think that's how they did it.
Now, the guy that played Johnny Cage, the guy that played Jax, I can't remember that actor's name, but he played Spawn. But not just that, he actually knows a lot of actual martial arts. So like,
Michael Jai White.
Yeah, like he's really, really good, like with like old school like martial arts. So like, to get him to come back as a live action Jax, I would be for that, because he kind of looks like Jax. Like, he kind of looks like a Jax.
Yeah.
I mean, just like his build and the way he fights.
He was well cast, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, like I think he would be like, it would be good to see him play like as a good Jax. But yeah, I would just rate like the Mortal Kombat Legacy, like Fatality, the animated one, like just whatever.
You said high regard, so maybe Animality, maybe not Flawless Victory, but Animality, like right below that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah, when I watched Legacy, I was surprised like how many actors I recognized that were in it.
Yeah.
Because you got Mark DeCasco says Kung Lao. Like, I really like him and everything from Iron Chef to John Wick 3. I like that guy.
Yeah.
So he's always fun. I think it's Rick Hughes who plays Liu Kang. That storyline is really odd that they did with Liu Kang, because he kind of works for Shang Tsung.
Yeah.
Like, it's like a twist that he becomes a villain, kind of. Which I was like, I don't know how I feel about that.
Yeah.
But seeing him fight Kung Lao was interesting. So I thought that was an interesting idea. Sonya and Jax and Kano, their storyline was pretty good. Obviously lower budget, but it's fine for what it looked like. I will say, Kano's eye really looked like a Terminator in this.
Yeah.
But I mean that in a good way. Like, it wasn't quite Terminator level, but it almost looked like that.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, so they've come along a little bit with the effects work and everything. Cyrax and Sector, I don't really care, that much.
Right there with you on that. Yeah.
But their episode made me happy because they look like Bionicles. It makes me smile.
Yeah.
Because they're like, the CG rendering and everything, the way they did it and the way they moved, it looked like the old Bionicle movies. So I was like, it doesn't look real, but it looks cool. So I'm kind of okay with it. But yeah, I'd have to give the edge to Johnny, honestly, because the style of everything, the storyline is decent enough. But I don't know if it was his last role, but Gilbert Gottfried is in this movie, as his agent.
Yeah.
And that character is so funny in that, and like the 2 or 3 scenes he's in, just him yelling at Johnny is one of the funniest.
It was funny. It got me.
Yeah, and also he swears like he's in a Boondock Saints movie. Like, it's kind of crazy. If you watch that, don't take a shot every time he says fuck, because you're gonna gonna be plastered.
Did you see the video where Godfrey did the 50 Shades of Grey?
Yes, I did.
Dude, that shit was funny. I was just dying of laughter. I was like, this has no need to be this funny.
Yeah, we miss you, Gilbert. But yeah, one of the only problems I have with the cage fight match movie is just the whole like climax. Even though it's cool, he's 1v1ing Shinnok, which I'm like, but Johnny Cage 1v1 Shinnok like that.
Yeah.
I don't know if that was like full power Shinnok or if that was like Shinnok in an avatar body or something, like he possessed somebody. I can't remember which one it was, but I was like, this kind of feels wrong. Like I want Johnny to win, but I'm just like against Shinnok though, like
right.
the guy that Liu Kang barely beat.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like
okay.
Like he had to turn into a dragon even to fight him. Like I don't know about that.
Yeah.
But I thought it was cool that Johnny Cage, like he's almost a human sacrifice for Shinnok, and then he breaks free before he can be, and then I think that's how he like actually unlocks his power or whatever it's called, with the green aura comes around him and he's while he's fighting. Just like and it's like set to an 80s like power ballad song. It feels kind of Rocky inspired.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, that's cool. So yeah, I'll give it to Cage match in this because even though I appreciate Legacy for what they were trying to do, also before I forget, Shang Tsung was the original Shang Tsung, came back to play Shang Tsung in that. Which was really cool that they brought him back. Problem is Pete doesn't really do anything.
Yeah.
He talks to Liu Kang for a little bit, which is a nice scene. He shows up on the island like to begin the tournament and everything, but then obviously you don't see like a final fight with him or anything. Yeah. So it's like really cool that you got carried back to play that character again. I was like, but you could have used them just a little bit more.
Yeah.
If they had, I probably would have bumped it up a little bit more.
Yeah.
But I appreciate that they brought them back for that. Okay, so let's just do a rundown here. We have what we have left. We have Annihilation. Let's see. So there should be 4 winners. Then Annihilation, Mortal Kombat 95. Snowblind, and Cage match. I didn't really think this far ahead, so I just came up with like the opening matches, but I didn't know how we'd land on them.
Yeah.
So who do you want to kill Annihilation? we can at this point we can
I would just get rid of the new Mortal Kombat.
Well, we did. It got eliminated in the first round.
Oh, okay. So like, what's next to annihilate?
No. Okay, so Annihilation beat 2021, then 95 beat Battle of the Realms, Snowblind eliminated Scorpion, and then Cage match then eliminated Legends for Legacy. Legacy. Yeah, I always get those mixed up. So we have Johnny Cage, we have Snowblind, we got 95, and we have Annihilation. So we have those are final 4.
Yeah. We'd probably just go ahead and get rid of Annihilation.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one's not that great compared to those other 3. So
but that one squeaked by in the first round anyway. Yeah. So it's lucky that I didn't pick it against another one, or would have got eliminated first round. Between Snowblind and Johnny Cage is hard because Johnny Cage is like another character I really know, like Scorpion. So it's like Snowblind beats Scorpion, but I don't know if I would let it beat Cage too. So
yeah. There are moments in the Mortal Kombat games where it is considered a tie. So, do you have a tie? I mean, it really wouldn't hurt my feelings either one if you're like, that one's better.
I know,
So,
I know,
you know,
I know. I'm reckoning with my own feelings right
Yeah.
now. Uh, from a writing perspective, I think it's Snowblind. I still think it is.
Okay.
Like it's really close against
Yeah.
against Scorpion and Cage, but I think that it's the better told story, even though I really appreciate the stylistic stuff with Cage, and then all the stuff with Scorpion was really good too. But
Yeah.
I think Snowblind's my favorite of the animated ones. So then we have we got 95 and Snowblind as the final two then,
Yeah. Well, I barely remember Snowblind, so
which is really, yeah.
you can just say which one's better. Hey, I'm not gonna argue with you. I'll be like, okay, I'll accept it.
Then the problem I have is like they have opposite problems with both of them.
Yeah.
Because the 95 one is like it's the most like straightforward with it's got the tournament and everything. Yeah. So it's like, do I want to give it to a tournament movie or do I want to give it to a non-tournament movie? Because and also Scorpion and Sub-Zero are actually really well done in Snowblind. So I kind of I don't know. I know you'll pick 95. I can pick Snowblind.
Yeah.
They can be our final two.
Okay.
Because I think that's actually kind of fair between all of their pros and cons. I think that even though I might like Shang Tsung better as a final villain than Kano, I think what they did with Kano and his Guru and the Black Dragon was interesting enough that it's not a point against it, basically.
Yeah. Okay.
So I think that what do they call it? Is there like a term in Mortal Kombat where it's a double knockout or something?
A double knockout? Like you mean like when two fighters tie?
Where it's a tie. I didn't know if they had a special term for
No,
it
I think it just comes out to a tie.
Okay. Well, I'll let the audience will let you decide which one is the best one. Because we've told you our thoughts. We understand where we're coming from with the films, what he would rate as the highest, what I would rate as the highest. So I'll leave it up to you guys which one is the best one technically. Or do you have any other thoughts you wanted to say about the films themselves? Everyone that we talked about?
No. No, I wish I had more to say about the animated films, but since it's been so long since I've seen them, I didn't really say much about it.
Yeah, it's no big deal. You said enough, I think.
Yeah.
So let me pull up my list right quick because I know the tournament was going to be the big part that we did, but let me see what else we had here. Okay, so we just now we're kind of looking at it from a character perspective, just of the franchise as a whole. I don't think I have slides for these, so we'll just keep it where it is right now. So what, in your opinion, who's the best hero in Mortal Kombat? Like the best hero character? And basically, and when I say hero, I just mean like Earthrealm versus Outworld type thing. Like, because if you play as Sub-Zero, like Scorpion's the villain technically.
Yeah.
But like, I know that alliances kind of make things hard to tell who's who on the morality scale. But who do you think?
I don't know. I always just like Liu Kang. Like, yeah, like he was kind of. I mean, don't get me wrong. I have my favorites, but yeah, I would just go like with Liu Kang, and I just liked. It's mainly about him and the people around him. Like I was okay with that.
You like him becoming like an elder god or whatever happens to him, depending on the continuity. With the
Yeah, I think that's taking it way too screwy, but yeah, sure. But there's also another Mortal Kombat where they kill him off, and there's one part of him in the game. There's another part of it when he's like a zombie. So that was pretty cool.
I think it's they call him wraiths. I think if I remember right. That's the dead character getting resurrected. It's either wraith or remnant, like revenant or something like that.
I don't remember which one.
I think Scorpion is a wraith technically because he's like undead, but he's not under someone's control.
Yeah.
And I think Revenant is like reanimated, but under someone's control. I think is how that works.
Yeah.
I remember right. Oh, hero. I'd say, like, if I've kind of have him kind of split on this one. So, like, do I want to go with the tragic hero with Scorpion, or do I want to go the comedic hero with Cage?
Mm.
That's kind of where I'm at. So, like,
yeah.
Because I really like both of them, and I like the tragedy and kind of redemption that Scorpion goes on in the afterlife. I just like stories like where a character dies and has to go through the afterlife and like, you know, achieve their goal or like becoming a better person or something.
Yeah.
A lot of anime do that are really like Yu Yu Hakusho. Like that's basically the plot of that is the main character dies in the first episode and he becomes a spirit. So it's like that kind of thing. So I like that. But then Johnny's just entertaining. Like he has maybe the biggest personality of the roster.
Yeah.
And I like that he gets humbled quite a bit by Liu Kang and Sonya, and everybody like deflates his head a little.
Yeah.
And then he actually kind of becomes a hero in his own right.
Yeah.
Even though there's just some fights that he gets into that he's just not gonna win.
Yeah.
But he always fights, even if he knows like he can't win, he's gonna still stand with Earthrealm against Shao Kahn and all of his people.
Yeah.
So I really appreciate both of them. Like writing wise, I say Scorpion, but just likable character Cage probably.
Okay.
So on a similar note, now we go to the villains. What villains do you like from Mortal Kombat? Or you can say a couple of them if you can't decide on which one you like the most.
Yeah. I would say I almost just like all the villains, like in the Mortal Kombat. They're all like just really cool in their own way.
Mm.
Yeah, like I don't know if I could actually pick like a favorite one. Yeah, I don't know. I like pretty much all the villains in Mortal Kombat.
Mm. Okay, I'll say a couple of them. You can give me your thoughts on them to see what you think. So I really like for a villain to be sneaky, stealthy, and like underhanded.
Yeah.
That's the kind of villains I like. So I really like Reptile a lot because of the invisibility and the like venom spitting or acid spitting, whatever he does, that attack. Get both he's like a dinosaur man, so I think it's really entertaining that he turns into he's like a dinosaur and then he can turn into a more humanoid version too.
Yeah. Well, what's funny is like with Reptile, like in the old Mortal Kombat games, I mean like the old ones, they just rendered like Scorpion, Sub-Zero, and Reptile as different colors. And Noob. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's just a palette swap of each other.
Which I was totally fine with that.
Yeah.
Because they gave each one like different little blight powers and stuff, so it was fine.
Yeah. Well, speaking of Noob Saibot, another one because Undead Shadow Warrior. That just reminds me of Shadow Khan from Jackie Chan Adventures because I always liked them.
Yeah.
So I like just seeing a sneaky Shadow Warrior assassin that Also, the fact that it's old Sub-Zero reborn is him. So I was like I still don't like him. He's still a bad person, but I was like, at least he's more interesting to me now that he's. Okay, I want to see if you agree with me on this. So I like storylines where the hero and the villain kind of transform each other, where like it's normally the villain transforms the hero into something else, but then the hero will reciprocate it to the villain. 1989 Batman. The Joker shoots Batman's parents, turns him into Batman.
Yeah.
And then when he was just a gangster persona, and then Batman fights Jack Napier, throws him in the acid, becomes the Joker. So then it's Batman versus the Joker in the climax. I feel similarly with Scorpion and Sub-Zero, how like when like he's Hanzo and then Scorpion and Sub-Zero kills him, he turns into Scorpion, and the Scorpion kills Sub-Zero, and then he becomes Noob. So it's like a never-ending fight, like going back and forth between them. But I just think that kind of story structure is really interesting.
Yeah.
So those are, and then I like Kano more as a personality than like as a fighter, but just like shitbag mercenary character. It's super entertaining, and the fact that he's a cyborg is neat. Just it's just a simple thing with the laser vision and that kind of thing. But I just thought that was a cool little detail that he. I think in most continuities, I think it is Sonya that takes his eye, and that's when he gets the cybernetics. I think.
Oh, I don't know about that.
Anyways, I do like his rivalry with Sonya and Jax, which I think is really fun to play with. That they go back and forth with each other over and over again until eventually they'll kill Kano because he's a villain, but he's not like normally a main villain material.
Yeah.
Except in Snowblind. That was like the one time I saw him as a main villain, which was interesting. Are there any of the big bads that you actually really like in Mortal Kombat? Because I've given you my criticism of Shao Kahn. No, I don't really like him very much. And Goro's a little bit more interesting. And then Shinnok, well, you don't ever play as him, I don't think, ever. So he's just kind of he's just a background villain, kind of.
I always like Quan Chi.
Okay, that's a good one. Yeah,
because he could just he could turn into like a whole nother character and just like do a bunch of just terrible things and then switch back to himself, and you would never know it was Quan Chi. Like I always thought Quan Chi was like when they introduced him as a new character, I was like, wow, this is really interesting. Like, Quan Chi was like a really cool, different person when they introduced him.
Yeah, I didn't mention Quan Chi really earlier, but in the Scorpion animated film, they do the twist where he was pretending to be Sub-Zero and killed Scorpion when he was a human. So then he's like the final fight in that movie is Scorpion and Quan Chi fighting each other. So that was interesting. And in Legend, or Legacy, I always get mixed up because the animated films are called Mortal Kombat Legends, and then this is Mortal Kombat Legacy was the 2010s thing. Quan Chi's scene in Legacy is really good. Like the actor they got to play him was really creepy looking, and it's the end of the Sub-Zero and Scorpion origin where it's like Scorpion dies, and then the reveal is that it's Quan Chi, and then basically he like takes him to NetherRealm after killing him. That was actually probably the standout scene in Legacy for me because I didn't expect it when it happened, and I was like, oh, they're actually doing that continuity with the Quan Chi being the killer. Which that also, I never knew if they did this, if they never explored this or not, but the whole, like, if Quan Chi was the one that actually killed Scorpion and it wasn't Sub-Zero.
Yeah.
Where if Bihan was ever like actually a decent person, like in that timeline where he wasn't, like let's say because they had a rivalry back in the day, like maybe Bihan actually kind of left the rivalry behind and was actually not like out to get Scorpion, but then Scorpion resurrects and then kills Bihan, thinking that it was him who killed him originally.
Yeah.
I always kind of wish they would explore that. They may have explored it in the more recent stuff, like the newer console games or something, but I just haven't played. But it's kind of boring to me that like if Dion is always an asshole in like every timeline, and then Liang is the good Sub-Zero. It's like because I know that they're brothers and they care about each other, so it's like I feel like it's kind of hard to believe like one is just an asshole and then one is actually a decent person.
Yeah.
And I feel like there should be a little bit more nuance to Sub-Zero if they've explored it in the multiple timelines that they've done now, but I just think that they should explore it if they haven't. Like,
yeah,
I'm assuming they have, but
yeah,
that's me not knowing the lore, guys. You can make fun of me all you want for that. I only got so much time to look up this stuff, you know.
Yeah.
Like, because I'm not dropping $500 on a new console and then $80 on a new game just to learn the lore.
Yeah, you have to get on YouTube and watch other people play.
Yeah. Yeah.
But that's still a lot of time to commit. Enormous amount of time.
Okay, so given that this is a game and everything, and we're talking about a game franchise, who is your favorite character to play as?
Oh, my favorite character to play as is Melina.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, and I don't know why. Like, I was oddly kind of like, not to say I could win like actual tournaments or anything like that, but like just like playing like with the guys, like I always liked Melina, and I have no idea why. Like, I mean, I said I kind of thought she was kind of hot for some odd reason, but
it's the teeth.
It's the teeth and the tongue.
The teeth are part of it.
Yeah, I don't know what it is, but yeah, I remember one day I just started like playing with her character and started like experimenting and just got good with her.
Interesting.
Yeah, it was just weird. It was like, yeah, she's my favorite character to play as.
Okay. So yeah, I knew that there would be some interesting answer with like a lot of people ask like who do you main in a game, you know, with that many characters, and I haven't played enough of Mortal Kombat to really know who I would main as, because I try out different characters to see if I can be decent with a bunch of them, but I mean Scorpion's always fun.
Yeah.
Like, it's kind of hard not to pick him, but I also like Sub-Zero. I also like Cabal. Like the game that I own. I've experimented on a few different characters, and it's all decently fun to play as.
Yeah.
But you know, last time I played that game till today was 5 years ago. I hadn't.
Yeah, I don't even know for me.
I was just trying to get this whole thing set up, and that was a nightmare in and of itself. Trying to get the Xbox works just fine, but the controllers are just junked. So I had to get a new set. But yeah. Oh, and I mean playable Reptile because the invisibility is so broken.
Yeah, but you can still see him though.
I mean, yeah, technically, but it's like when he's moving, it's really hard to see him unless he's like standing still. I did because I also played Injustice a lot. You know, that same studio that made Mortal Kombat doing DC characters, and Ares, and that has the invisibility mode when he's like throwing swords and stuff at your opponent and everything. So I'm like, I just like sneaky fuckers like them. So because like that's so villainous that you can just turning invisible and then killing people from behind them and stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, we're working down on the list here. I think there's only a couple other things. This is I don't know if you have any thoughts on this. I don't really have it either, but I thought I'd mention it. Uh, of the Mortal Kombats that you played, do you remember what game you liked the most?
I think the most was the one that I played on Super Nintendo. I don't remember the name of that one.
Do you remember what the story was?
No, there was no story. It was just
tournament.
you just picked you picked who you wanted to play as, and then the game would just like okay, and it would start like in a tower, and it go, and you just start here, and you go all the way up, and then the higher you went up, the harder the game was, or it would get harder. And then like your two last people you fight is Mantoro, however you say his name is, and then Shao Kahn was always your last. And I could always get all the way to the top, and by the time I got to Shao Kahn, I only had like maybe 1 or 2 lives. Because Mantaro, like he would take a good few. I could always beat him, but he would always take a few. But by the time you got up to,
are we talking about Centaur? That guy?
Yeah,
that's Motaro.
Yeah,
Motaro.
And like I could always get past him, but I would almost use all my lives. And a lot of times, like I remember I could beat Shao Kahn like maybe once. I would get, lucky, and I'd have like just a smidge of health, but I could never actually beat him. But I remember getting so close every time. Now I would give it a try now, but like I am a complete button masher. Like I am not somebody that's like
same.
I am not organized to like to do that. Now like when it comes to like let's say like Halo, like I'm very much like organized on like the way like I attack like certain enemies from far away, you know, that's a lot more. But like when it always came to fighting games, I was always just like pushing the buttons as fast as possible. Like it was never planned. Like I'm sure the actual Mortal Kombat tournament players, I don't even know how they do that.
Would get slaughtered.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah. Mortal Kombat, I've never been good at playing it, I'll admit, because I do get slaughtered if I'm fighting anybody other than the computer.
Yeah.
Like even then, I'm only win about half the time.
Yeah.
But it's just a fun game to play around with, and like just to see all the different combos you can come up with without looking at the cheat sheet.
Yeah.
Because that's what I do sometimes. But
even with the cheat sheet, I'm like, wait, what?
But like you have to think on your feet so fast when you're fighting.
Yeah.
It's like I can remember it if there's like 2 buttons involved. I can do those like that kind of. But then when it's like 5 button combo or something, I'm just like, I'm gonna get interrupted before I can even finish that. Obviously.
Yeah, I remember Cyrax. I remember shooting his net in that game. So if you go back A, he'd come out, sector was back B, and those are like the 2 robotic moves I remember, because like I always played the robots in the Super Nintendo game because I just thought the robots were cool.
Yeah, robots are cool.
Yeah,
canonically they are cool.
Yeah,
I think that's like human nature. Robots are cool. Whenever you can play as a robot, you should.
Yeah.
Isn't that interesting how in like a lot of games, like when they introduce Cyber Lin Kuei, you get cyber versions, like you get Cyber Smoke, Cyber Sub-Zero, and I think there's some other character. Frost is another character that is like a more recent game, but she.
Yeah, she was like the female version of Sub-Zero, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, they introduced like a lot of the new ones. Like they've got a lot of new characters. Like they got this weird like ladybug creature, and they got a lot of new stuff that I'm like way behind on.
Yeah.
I remember playing it, but I'm like,
Bug Lady.
Yeah, Bug Lady. Yeah, Bug Lady.
Yeah, because a lot of the names are just silly anyway, so it's like it's not something you take super seriously anyway. So it's like Bug Lady.
Yeah.
But I think see what do you want to do? I mentioned on the outline the like create your own character. I didn't know if you wanted to just explore that for a few minutes, just to, if you like, what kind of character you would make if you made your own character?
I don't know. I think if I would have to make my own character, I would be definitely like I would just copy Sub-Zero, just because I think the whole ice thing is like really cool.
Mm-hmm.
To be able to like, like run up on another character and like somewhat turn your hand into ice and punch him straight in the face would be super cool. Or do that thing where he does like a backflip and it's like a statue of him, but if you hit it, you freeze.
It's basically like Ice Clone. It's kind of like a Naruto kind of thing.
Yeah, like Sub-Zero and Scorpion like are some of like the most, like, they're very overly, like, maybe not overly, they're very powerful, like, character, like on what they can do compared to some other people.
Versatile.
Yeah, I mean, just be able to just like shoot fire and shoot ice. I mean, compared to Liu Kang, just be able to do like a fireball every once in a while.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'd probably just go with Scorpion. Scorpion. Or sorry, Sub-Zero.
Sub-Zero.
Yeah.
The palette swaps.
Yeah.
Of each other.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I did some thinking, and I didn't, because I'm thinking if this is like, what if this is a game where you create your character and then you get inserted into the lore.
Yeah.
Like that's kind of how
They did do that in one of the Mortal Kombat games.
But that was my thinking behind this character. Didn't even come up with a name. Didn't really bother, and I'm like, that's not important. Just the concept of a character. I wanted a character that's just like starts out as a thug or like someone who, like an underling character that's a human at first. And I was thinking like a Black Dragon member under Kano, and then literally like he's just a jobber. Like he literally gets out, so you can choose, guy, girl, whatever, like whatever you want. But like that doesn't really matter because I'm not really. That doesn't pertain to the character really, because you just design whatever you want. But basically, Black Dragon member gets marked by Sonya or Jax or somebody. Like you're working for Kano and you're just a casualty. You just get killed. But then after you die, two things. I wanted to have like a character had two paths that you can go on. Either you get like the Lin Kuei pick you up and they cyberize you. You turn into a cyborg, or you go into like another realm type mission where you get where you turn into a wraith or however you want to say it.
Yeah.
So like a more like a physical journey or a spiritual one, and it's like, and the idea that I had was visual aid here. The concept of yin and yang and the like spiritual balance idea. There's a tiger and a dragon within each of us. It's like the idea is like the one I was thinking, the one that is like cyberized. Like you'd start out as a cyber Lin Kuei, but then your like humanity would like slowly manifest over time, and you would kind of take back control of yourself, kind of RoboCop-esque, like where, but like where it's like his spirit was split in two when he died, where his physical form is the cyber version, and then there's spirit form that's the other half of him, and then like the one that's the cyber version would be like the Black Dragon side of the yin yang. And then the spiritual form would be the White Tiger, kind of thing, where they, like, even after he was freed, like the Black Dragon persona would still be like a villain technically, but then the White Tiger would be a bit more like on Raiden's side or on that side, but just as a spirit, not as a physical being.
Yeah.
And then eventually it all leads up just as like a side story in the canon of Mortal Kombat while all the other things are happening. There's just a final face-off where both versions of him fight, and then it ends up like a double knockout, or like both versions die, and then they merge together
Mm.
into like a basically just a yin yang type warrior that like is finally achieving spiritual balance in the afterlife and
Okay.
his two sides being together again. And the whole idea that I had was basically like his moves and everything would be control over light and on shadow, like depending on which version of the character you're talking about. Basically the same power, but just controlling a different element technically.
Okay.
Like basically, if you're the white tiger, you would have control over the element of light, but it would be like you could make constructs out of it, like a Sub-Zero type. Like Sub-Zero was an inspiration in that way, where White Tiger could make light constructs into weapons and that kind of thing, or shields, or clones, or that kind of thing. And then Black Dragon would be just the same thing, but with darkness. So like pulling things out of shadows and that kind. I know that's a little similar to Noob, but like not. It wouldn't be exactly the same.
Yeah.
And I do really like teleporting as a power. So I think that would be a power that both sides would have, just shadow teleportation and light teleportation. And then I was thinking when they fight each other, it would be really cool. They'd be zipping all the way around each other while they were fighting, and then building constructs and like hitting each other. And then the final form where both are finally fused together. And so yeah, I think the animal forms of him, the dragon and the tiger, would be like humanoid, but they would have like elements, like their faces would kind of be, or their armor or whatever would be like that animal technically. And then whenever they fuse together, it looks more just like him as a spirit than having elements of the white and black in his armor and having a little bit of tiger, a little bit of dragon, and I really like the concept of the yin and yang, and I think that you could make a really interesting character if you explore the duality of it.
Yeah.
Where you can explore both paths, and then both paths are technically canon to the story because it's really the same story, just being told at the same time in different places.
Yeah.
So, I don't know, would you play as that character?
Yeah. Yeah.
At least interesting enough you think they could do something like that?
Yeah.
Just, I don't know if you would call the tiger and the dragon like as his animalities or whatever, but I don't know. I never fully understood how animalities work exactly. Like I think
any of us did.
I think they kind of just did whatever they felt like.
Yeah.
But just I think it'd be cool if a character could have two different ones depending on what power they were using, and then I don't know what the yin yang version of him would look like what he would turn into, but maybe he would just be human and have all the powers at the same time, because like those forms would be kind of stylized and really busy. If you put those two together, it would be too much if it was all like everything incorporated. That way, I think if it's just a guy in a black and white robe or something, and then like maybe whenever he fights or anything, he like his constructs could take the shape of the dragon and the tiger.
Yeah.
But guys, tell us what your thoughts on Mortal Kombat are, and what you think of our thoughts of all the movies, all the games. Tell us how wrong we are on our opinions, as always, because we know that we don't speak for everybody. But I think I just want to mention something right quick. Again, these slides are kind of a mess, but I made a slide for each of the ratings that we have. Animality is so weird. flawless victory. Okay, dang it. So this was kind of the concept I was thinking of for my character starting out, because I like the double dragon tattoo.
Mm-hmm.
I thought would be a cool idea where like if one part of him had the tattoo on one side and one part of him had the tattoo on the other, and then and then that's just the basic Cyberlin Quay there.
Okay.
But I don't recall what else is on here, so let me get out of here. Yeah, okay. So this episode was kind of a experiment with a concept that I'm going to call friendly fire, where we get together, me and somebody else, or maybe a group of us, and we just talk about something that we might have some disagreements on, might have some different ideas, like what is the best of something, worst of something, and just kind of a debate, kind of like I think this was one you can maybe call this episode 1 or friendly fire, but like we didn't really bicker that much at each other this time, but
no.
But I think if we had other people on here that might have vastly different opinions than us, we might actually get a little bit of an argument.
Yeah.
Not intentionally like starting shit with each other. That's not what we're trying to do. Like we're just
more of a debate.
Yeah, where we each have a different viewpoint of something, and we want to share it with the other and see if we can come to some kind of compromise on it. So if you guys are interested in the more of friendly fire as a concept, maybe we'll do it as a live stream, maybe not. Kind of depend on because I want to have a bunch of different people on to debate stuff and that kind of thing, and StreamYard seems to be the best way to do that because people don't have to come to me and I don't have to go to them, to do it. Assuming that we want to do these live, I can do it pre-recorded for the next one if I go and meet somebody, and we can film it and do that. The live element I think would help if if we had at least had a few people watching and they could chime in with comments.
Yeah.
That was my idea with it anyway, just so it's like a live matchup, like a live pay-per-view fight or something, and everybody kind of going back and forth in the comments.
Jake Paul versus Scorpion.
Now that was,
hey, don't hit me too hard, okay? Don't forget, we signed the contract. Right. This is spine from his body. That's a fight I pay for.
Yep. So, guys, let us know your thoughts on how this turned out. It mostly worked out the way I wanted to figure out how to do these things. And Grif, do you have anything else you want to say? Any other closing remarks?
No.
Okay. Well, we'll see you next time. Let's hope that Mortal Kombat 2 is good. We can.
We'll see.
You know what? The next episode, Friendly Fire, might be talking about that movie.
Yeah.
So that.
Yeah, we'll see.
Either that, or we can do the drive-in theater like we did with Demon Slayer. The movie. That's kind of a fun concept to do too.
Yeah.
Anyways, we'll talk about it and go from there. But we appreciate you guys showing up, and we hope you enjoyed this. Let us know if you want any more stuff like this, and maybe tell us a debate topic you want us to talk about. Like about a movie or a game or something that if we both have a horse in the race, we'll consider doing it. But if it's a political discussion, we're not going to do that. Okay, don't suggest that. Okay. I'm fine with debating, but political debating is a completely different thing that we're not going to get into on this channel. So thanks for showing up, guys. We'll See you next time. Yes, that was chiming in that we wanted to, that he just wants to say hi for a second. Wakey, wakey, come on. So let's give it to him for just a second. And his eyes are too bright. Hey, Bright Eyes, how you doing?
Yo.
All right, thanks, dude. Always glad to have you on the channel.
Maybe next time he'll be more lively.
It'd be a little hard given he's undead, but okay. All right, see you guys later.